Recording in progress.
Wow.
Hello.
Hi. Hi,
Hi,
Huan.
Huan.
Hi, Huan. And
Hi.
welcome back
Hi,
to
nice
the
to meet
normal
you.
world.
Well, I cannot use the background, I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, finally.
Okay,
Okay, thank
so
you.
it's the green screen.
Mute.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I think yes, now we have everyone here and it is time to start. And first of all, thank you very much for joining. My name is Cleo. I'm Director of PR at SciTech. And Mackie?
And hello, my name is Maki and I'm from, VRBC PR department. Nice to meet you all.
Somewhat.
Thank you. And this is second live webinar of Bitcoin Hit Day online forum, which has 3 live webinars. Bitcoin Hit Day is in memory of Satoshi's prediction about Bitcoin hit 12 years ago. In that post, he said Bitcoin generation should end up where it is cheapest. Maybe that will be in cold climates, where there's electric heat, where it would be essentially free. And as a leading industry player in reshaping the Bitcoin mining and heat industry, SciTech is honored to host the first Bitcoin Hit Day. And I really appreciate one of our closest partners via BTC. Without your effort, we won't be able to have this opportunity to gather all of you at a table. Thanks a million. And this online session will share opinions on the future of the mining industry in light of the dynamics in computing power and mining farms aimed at the current energy shortage and high energy consumption of existing mining technology. Okay, so today Mackie and I will be the host. First of all, I would like to introduce all of the panelists. We have Huan, and co-founder of COO from Titan Mining, and
and we also have you, who is the CEO from Eco Mining. Hi, and Domi, she's the director of sales from iPolar, and the last guest is Fia. She's the CEO from Cluster. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, and thank you everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you, everyone. Now, can you share us a brief introduction of yourself and your company, and say hi to all the audiences, please? Juan, would you mind if we start from you?
Yeah, of course, no problem. Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Bautista. We are a company who provides all-in services for professional miners and expanding to retail miners. We are based in Texas, so we have service in Texas, but also in Canada, so in the whole North America. And at the same time, because we have a strong background in China, we have specialty to help Chinese miners to move to the United States. So yes, basically there we have a small innovation lab for energy production innovation. So we are very passionate about Bitcoin and mining, and I think that we are living in a very important key time right now these days. So thank you everybody for inviting me today for this panel.
Nice to meet you, Juan.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Hi. And the next youth, it's your turn.
Hi there. Well, first of all, thank you all for inviting us via BTC. You guys are the best. I appreciate our partnership and the opportunity of being here, discussing such an important topic. I'm the CEO and founder of Eco Mining. We focus on sustainable energy mining in Mexico, even though we have a little bit of our mining operation that is not sustainable. 90% of what we mine comes from hydraulic energy and solar energy. We're currently expanding as well to Texas. with a cogeneration project that we will reuse our CO2 for greenhouses. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Same.
Bienvenido.
Gracias.
Un placer. Okay, next, Tommy, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Domi from iPolo Miners. So I'm in Texas right now. Just ended the Mining Disrupt event in Miami last week. Maybe some of you have met me in Miami. So iPolo, basically, we're a supercomputing chip manufacturer. And then we also manufacture like ASIC miners. So we are geared towards producing machines which are more energy efficient with high hash rate. So I think a lot of audience know us better for our Ethereum and Ethereum Classic machines, but we also do produce Bitcoin machines, and we are actually improving on our design on that to make it more power efficient as well. And then we are also coming up with some other different kind of altcoin machines. Mainly we do right now for Filecoin and Sharecoin, which is those kind of customized servers. Yeah. So welcome to, talk to me if you have any questions. And thank you so much for inviting me on the panelists.
Thank you, the same. And Fia, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fia Li from R Cluster. R Cluster is a company that provides a mining solution for data centers. And R Cluster flagship includes data center management software, immersion cooling intelligent supercomputer solution, and also Antminer overclock firmware. And right now we are also exploring the application of solar power in the mining industry. So in summary, we are committed to build a safer, more efficient and intelligent data center to our customers through our technology. And thank you all. And it's a pleasure to be here speaking at this panel and so be invited by VIBTC. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pia.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for the brief introduction, and they're all very impressive. And we have prepared some questions. And first of all, I would like to invite Becky to share us her answer. And energy shortage has become a global concern, yet the high energy consumption of Bitcoin power mining is making things worse. As a participant in the blockchain industry, do you think energy issues will force the way of cryptocurrency mining? How will VIBTC respond to future trends?
Okay, thank you for your question. While the sustainable development has become a global consensus while the energy crisis is coming, and it also shows the world the possibility of the digital economy, the cryptocurrency. And also Bitcoin has also been the target of criticism because of its high energy consumption and unsustainability. These are two major issues which the industry is seeking for solutions. So the first solution might be to change the consensus mechanism. For example, the ETH upgrade, as you know, which has been widely concerned recently, aim to switch the POW to POS. So after the upgrade, the energy issue would be solved fundamentally. And the second solution might be the clean energy. So like the application of Bitcoin mining using waste heat is noteworthy, which could improve energy utilization efficiency and have a positive impact on the environment. So the last I can see, we could optimize the performance of mining machines and to improve in energy consumption ratio, like to improve the chip performance or like to improve the environment and operation of mining farms. So all these plans are great reference for the industry to explore the future mining trend. As part of ecosystem, VRBTC always committed to innovative online technology, like making mining easier or increasing mining incomes. Though we are not directly engaging mining offline, but we also paying close attention to energy issues facing the industry and to improve the use of clean energy. And at last, I would like to mention that we have cooperated with SciTech, a clean company operator in the industry, and also Cluster and iPolar, also dedicated to enhancing mining performance. And Eco Mining, a clean energy powered mining farm. VRBTC will join more companies to work out good practice that use clean energy while serving crypto industry, and to explore the future of crypto space. That's my answer.
Great.
Great, thank you, Mackie. And secondly, some countries or regions, they have made it clear that crypto mining is legalized, but on the other hand, they are raising electricity prices. Will this become a major norm in the industry's development path? What's your comment on this? So, my dear guests, I think you might have some opinions to share. So, how about if we start from Domi?
Okay, so basically it's like we all know, so it's like a demand and supply thing. So a lot of countries with excess power or cheap electricity, some states in the US previously, they were very open about crypto mining coming into the country or state, and then they welcome, in fact, miners to go. So like, for example, Texas used to have really, really cheap power. It used to be, if I'm not wrong, it's like around 4 cents USD per kilowatt. But now the price have increased tremendously over like the past year or so. So as we all know, there's some issues with China shutting down the miners and stuff like that. So a lot of the hash rate have gone out, and then they move towards countries who support crypto mining, and also they encourage people to come over. But ultimately, it's the amount of power they have in their country or state. So when the power becomes scarce or lesser, it's like they don't have enough power to cater to these people anymore. So the normal way, the norm to go about it is to increase price. So like in a way to deter people or to set the benchmark higher for new people that want to start crypto mining in their country or state. Yeah. So yes, as this progresses, it will become like the industry norm kind of thing. That's why we need to find new kind of renewable energy or sources, to solve this problem. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And I think that this situation we have right now is going to be temporary until 2023, according to the forecast we have, because as we know, the main energy that is cutting the price is the natural gas. So we have this war, and we hope that it's not going to last too long. But according to our forecast, it's going to be 2023 is going to go back to normal. At least in Texas, it used to be around 2.5 cents or 3 cents per kilowatt hour. Now it's 5, it's a double. So yes, we think that this is temporary. And as you said, Dominique, I think that, as you said, innovation and investment in new techniques of getting cheap energy are coming. Right now, solar panels are factories.
Yeah.
They don't have enough for everybody. And that's only one part, but there is a whole investment and innovation situation right now in the world. And I think that in 5-10 years, we're going to be mining Bitcoin mostly with renewable energies and very, very cheap. So this is some like we're going to have to struggle for a while, but it's going to be gone very fast.
Hopefully.
I think so.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's the part of going green or renewable. It's not a matter of ecological sense anymore. It's a matter of business sense as well. Eventually we will be pushed to be 100% sustainable, because only renewable energies will give us the price point we need as miners to get the energy for us to be profitable. So it's not only the environment, but also cost that will push miners towards renewable energy. We love hydraulic energy because you know, the infrastructure needed. It can last 100 years. Right now we're mining on a plant that has 75 megawatts with turbines of 1930 and 1928. So you can imagine how little impact hydraulic energy does to the environment. You can prorate those investments in 100 years, and those machines still work, still generate electricity at a very little cost, because the prorated cost of the turbines, you know, goes along 100 years, and you can operate a 75 megawatt hydraulic plant with 5 people. So that the production cost is also very, very little. That would be my thought on that question as well.
So you have a 75 megawatt facility, or that's the power plant? I mean, the hydro.
It's a 75 megawatt facility. Mexico right now is a very hostile environment towards renewable energies with our current government. They are crazy. So they're attacking renewable energies. They're not allowing new infrastructure to come into the country. So in Mexico, we have a lot of energy, but it's stuck. It's stranded energy that the network cannot support. Out of those 75 megawatts that plant produces, they can only put into the network 35. So there are 40 megawatts that are stranded in the plant because the network cannot hold. They have different cables along the network. So if just the infrastructure wouldn't support all the energy being thrown into the
crazy.
network. It is. Crazy. So we mine behind meter. We have the infrastructure directly from the substation of the hydraulic plant, and it doesn't even go to the network. We just put it directly into our mines, and that also saves a lot of transmission waste out of the energy that usually, you know, along the distance gets wasted, and that adds up as well. So being there in the plant also makes a big impact on not having to move that energy along big distances to get to us.
Wow, that's
got it.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on the next question. Thank you. Okay, so the next question, I would like to know the opinions of Scitech. So the energy consumption ratio or the cost, energy cost, we can say it's very related, or we can say determines to the mining cost. So Scitech has always committed to energy related innovation. So does it has any solution on it, or there are any plan in the future?
Thank you, Mackie. We call ourselves a global energy-saving Bitcoin mining operator and a clean tech company that integrates Bitcoin mining, heating, and power industry. Actually, the prediction of Satoshi inspired our founder and CEO, Asali, to establish this company and dedicating to realize his vision. And our comprehensive solution, Sci-Hub, is able to build a sustainable infrastructure network for the Bitcoin value chain. And the Sci-Hub solution aims to save energy cost and carbon emissions from mining activities. It innovatively combines liquid cooling technology and waste heat recovery technology together, and it recovers 90% of the waste heat generated from data centers while providing reliable hot water to other applications. In return, the waste heat sales income could effectively lower the energy cost of data center operations. Over the past 3 years, the solution has evolved from being able to serve small-scale residential houses to greenhouses and shopping malls. And the latest version provides integrated computing, power, and heating services for over 100,000 square meters installations. Results from pilot projects prove Sci-Hub can reduce 38% power consumption cost of Bitcoin mining while lowering 37% carbon emissions compared to separate operations of traditional coal boiler for heating and air cooling mining rigs for generating Bitcoin. So imagine you mine Bitcoin and you can harvest the heat as energy. At the same time, this is our solution.
That's fantastic.
Okay, thanks. Fantastic.
How do you reuse the energy? Like specifically, how do you capture all the heat and of the mines themselves?
We use liquid cooling technology, and we in other words, we take all those waste heat off by the liquid system, and we can recycle this heat.
That's nice, very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a lovely solution.
As I mentioned, Bitcoin wasting heat, right? Recycle. So,
Yes.
so I have the next question. I think maybe many miners would be interested in. So, besides the energy consumption and cost, are there any environmental problems facing the industry that may restrict the future development? Domi, do you want to be the first to share your opinion?
Yeah, as we all know, if you have been to those mining farms, it's really hot inside because of the heat that the miners produce. So it's always there's a lot of argument about in our industry as a general, producing a lot of heat to the environment. But the thing is that if we don't have a cool temperature for the miners to operate, they will tend to overheat, and the so-called shelf life of the machine will be shortened greatly. So definitely we will need to look at the temperature issue. But science invention is just wonderful, solving this issue, like at the same time cooling down the miners, but at the same time, drawing the heat energy out and then recycling them. So yeah. So we all need to know that, a lot of miners, they prefer to go to countries with a cooler temperature so they don't need to invest so much on the cooling system. But I think, with this, then a lot of places will be able to reconsider mining as an option, like, for example, Dubai. Yeah. So that's my opinion.
Dominique, one question. Is iPolo doing something specifically for immersion systems? Because I think that's the future of mining, will be all liquid.
Yes, definitely. We do have something coming up, still in the R&D process. So stay tuned. Yeah,
Great,
we can talk
great.
about it later. Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other
I
opinions?
think noise is also an environmental impact out of the machines. I mean, on some of our farms, some of them are in remote areas, but the ones that aren't, the noise pollution is also a big impact from the
Yes.
mining industry, which also immersion solves. That's why I was asking, because it's noiseless with immersion, and I think that's a big impact. We've had to deal with the state environmental institution because neighbors complained about the noise that we generate, and so definitely I think another thing that impacts environmentally is the noise that we produce.
You might want to take a look at our mini miners. They are like super quiet. Yeah.
Awesome.
So the only drawback, I guess, is that you probably need like 10 of the small miners to compare to one big miner's hash rate. Yeah, but we're trying to work on it as well. Yeah.
Great. I appreciate the suggestion.
Okay, so let's move on to the next question. I think it's also a question that miners would care about. So if the mining difficulty continue to decrease, so I think many miners would shut down some of their mining machines. So, and some mining farms will suspend parts of their operations due to some cost consideration, right? So, will such situation to continue? Would there be a significant impact on overall mining pattern?
Well, I don't think, I don't think we'll have much impact on the future mining pattern. I think it's very simple. As the currency price gradually recovers, the mining farms will resume operations. So I don't think will be a big problem.
Will last too long.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So,
I
as we all
think-
know, there's a cycle, right? Up and down, up and down. So yeah, so for I don't know, I've been observing some patterns. So like previously, I have a lot of Bitcoin miners who were previously mining Bitcoin, but during the price, when it's like dropping, it might not be that profitable to mine Bitcoin, but they might look at other altcoins, like Ethereum, Litecoin, or like Dashcoin, or even like Monero. So it depends. Like there's always like different kind of coin that they want to consider to come into. And at the same time, if they want to keep the coin, they can keep it, or they want to convert it to Bitcoin, they can also do so. Yeah. So ultimately it boils down to, when we talk about large industry mining, it's on the cost of the miners when they buy it at the purchase price and how fast they can get the return on investment. Yeah, so our miner price, for those who know the market really well, it always fluctuates with the cryptocurrency price. So yeah, like Fia mentioned, it doesn't really impact that much. So it depends on the time when they actually buy in the machines and start using them. So if they're constantly buying every month, it's like they average out the cost. So it's not that much of an impact. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I've seen a pattern of a big pattern change, which is from Asia to America. China,
Yes.
Russia, Kazakhstan, they were the main countries that were mining, and in the last 2 or 3 years, Texas has become a huge player. Argentina has become a big player as well. So I've seen that this price increase and energetic crisis in Asia and Europe has pushed a lot of miners since the China ban to America. We were constantly getting large companies looking for the correct price point of electricity, and I think America will be especially so much water that we don't appreciate, but water, for energy and to drink it It's such a precious value, such a precious asset that will generate clean energy for a long time. So America, because of its hydraulic power, I think will definitely be a big point of interest for the future of mining.
Yes,
Right.
definitely.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Is the distribution of a mining farm around the world has actually has some
Changed.
tremendous change. Yeah, because like some area that used to be the main hub for the Bitcoin mining industry have lost their market share in a such short span of time. Like there are two reasons are the legality of mining and also about the shortage of power resource. So yes, we are like witnessing a trade of mining farm moving to area where mining is legal and the power resource are abundant.
Correct.
Yes.
Also, solar energy is big in America, at least Central America, the part that's closer to equator. It will be a big solar point for the world eventually.
Well, it sounds like we have to find more efficient way to utilization or to use different kind of energy, and let's looking at from another side. We all know that some miners were exploring the use of waste heat a few years ago. With all the progress made, are there any mature models of waste heat utilization for Bitcoin mining that the market has tested? I guess Fia probably have some opinions to share.
I think before China banned mining, there were already a number of cases in Northeast China where dissipated heat from immersion cooled mines was used for heating in winter. Like 1 megawatt immersion cooling equipment can heat about 10,000 to 50,000 square meters. It is equivalent to the heat generated by 2 mining machines and can provide enough heat for a room of 100 square meters. And there are also cases of dissipated heat fish farming with immersion cooling equipment in the Northwest China. And I also heard there are some companies operating projects to heat agricultural greenhouses in Canada and also in Sweden. So both immersion cooled solution and water cooled mining machine solution can produce hot water above 50 degrees with a stable flow. So these are more efficient use of dissipated heat than traditional air cooled mine solutions. So we can think about the utilization of this part of heat, no matter we are used the thermal energy, we cannot do without an intelligent thermal cycle control system. Like what we do right now, our cluster, the data center management system is also committed to research of high efficient, automatic, and safe and reliable heat circulation control system.
Thank you. And any other opinions?
Well, here, as I said earlier, we're also experimenting with a project to reuse the heat and the CO2 for greenhouses. It's such a natural partnership to do because greenhouses, they burn so much gas just to keep the heat and to get CO2 sufficiency to their greenhouses that it's enough to, it's usually free energy for whoever does that exercise, because they already pay for the gas, they need the CO2. So it's just a matter of replacing their heat pumps, their water heaters, and replace them with electricity generating machines, CHPs, to supply the CO2 and the same heat that they need, and you get as a byproduct free energy. It just makes so much sense to do something with greenhouses, and not only in cold weathers. Mexico is very warm, but they still need heat for the peppers and tomatoes. They need heat in the winter, and they need CO2 24 all over, not 24/7, because they only need CO2 when the sun is up, but they need a lot of CO2 particles per million. So it's just a double positive impact that you do. You're not only saving CO2 from the environment, you're also saving the energy, and because it's a byproduct. So it just makes a lot of sense to work with greenhouses, for sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your insights. Yes, this is our core mission. Yeah. Thank you very much for your insight.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. So I would like to know, considering the public opinion and government attention toward the energy consumption of Bitcoin mining in United States, it's possible, how do you think it's possible for Bitcoin mining switch to POS in the future?
I don't think so. Who wants to answer?
Impossible.
That's a good
Anyone
question.
think so?
No.
I
think it's impossible. And sorry.
No, please continue.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
No. I mean, you only have to check Bitcoin POS, which is the market cap. I mean, it's already invented. You only have to check the market cap of BTC POS. And well, people decided that they don't like it. They like POW. So yeah.
Security is a big issue on POS. And
POS is not gonna be safe ever.
So Ethereum changing to POS, I think it's a huge mistake as well.
Yeah.
And I think Ethereum Classic will gain a lot from Ethereum changing to POS, because proof of work for all the DeFi, it's just much safer. DeFi apps, which are huge part of the Ethereum ecosystem, they don't like proof of stake because the risks that it implies. So proof of work with Bitcoin, and something about Bitcoin is that, I mean, you can't change the algorithm. You change it, it's not Bitcoin anymore. It's a variation, it's a fork. So even if there was a variation of the current algorithm that could be done on proof of stake, I don't think it would be successful. None of the maximalists that believe in Bitcoin and the fundamentals of Bitcoin would ever agree with a proof of stake mining protocol.
Yeah, it has just gone too far to go to POS. It's just, the decentralization thing and about the security. Yeah. So I don't think that BTC will be moving towards POS,
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah, I think the Bitcoin and ETH there are different, and the ETH, they need to be converted to POS to improve the operational efficiency and reduce the transaction fees, and promoting the development of the entire ecosystem. But Bitcoin does not have this problem at all. As a store of value, Bitcoin is not so sensitive to transaction speed and transaction fees. So they're different. So it's impossible to
change.
yeah, BTC transfer to POS. And like POW is the consensus foundation of the Bitcoin projects. So for many years, more than 10 years, this consensus has been proudly understood by the people, and many Bitcoin participants have spent a lot of time and the manpower and the financial resource and to build this consensus system. So now it's very difficult to
I think we
you.
lost
Very
Fia.
difficult to switch.
I
You
lost-
I
lost.
think we lost you.
Okay, so I think we got consensus that BTC is proof of work. So the last question we can move to Cleo.
Yes, and since we are talking about, we're still waiting for Yali. Let me just okay. Okay. Since we are at our the last question, so we'd better talk about something about future and what potential opportunities will the industry's sustainable development and cleaning energy trend bring to the industry? How will this trend affect the future changes in hash rate? How do you think?
Youth?
Me, well,
you
I
please
think
give me
I
answer?
replied
Yeah.
this question before, the second one. No, I just repeat the same. The times we are living right now are amazing, and in some years we're gonna be so full of energy everywhere and cheap, and not polluting energy. So of course we're gonna have an exponential increase of the hash rate and other computer needs. Which opportunity as well, as you know, SciTech can recycle the heat. So I think it's very interesting. It's gonna be exponential as well. So yes, I think it's amazing size technology.
Thank you. Thank you, Huan.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, the hash rate for miners is our biggest enemy. You know, it's but it just cuts our production every time. Right now, we've seen some static hash rate in the network because of the price and all. It's like the perfect storm, energetic crisis in Asia, and Bitcoin at an all-time low, and that has helped to you know, slow the growth on the hash rate. But from December last year till today, we're about 50% above the hash rate from last year's, and that's huge. That's a huge impact for all miners. So overclocking is not something, it's not a luxury anymore. It's not a nice to have. It's a must to compete now in the industry, to get the most hashing power out of the equipments that we buy.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I
indeed.
agree. So like I mean, hopefully we'll gain more support in what we are doing right now as compared to like people, you know, having a lot of issues with us, like saying that we contribute, you know, a lot to, you know, I don't know, pollution, stuff like that, or that we're like using up a lot of power and stuff like that. But in fact, I don't think that we actually do use up that much of a power as compared to other industries. It's just that because we're up and coming, you know, upcoming, rising, new kind of industry that the government wants to keep watch, you know. So they're always like targeting at us. So hopefully with this clean and renewable energy, you know, we'll gain more support and recognition from, different governments, parties, or organizations, they are more willing to, participate in this whole mining community. Yeah. So for me personally, I believe that cryptocurrency is the future way to go. Like we will have like a standard kind of exchange rate. Everyone has the same outreach to the network and stuff like that. Because, like for countries who are not able to, have this kind of a fair exchange rate, this actually means a lot to them. Yeah. So
Completely.
hopefully, yeah, we can really, achieve the kind of decentralized system that we want to move towards to. Yeah.
Well, this data, right? It was published like 2 months ago. The Bitcoin system is using 56 times less energy than the nowadays
Isa?
financial system.
Definitely. I mean, just
56 times.
just the making of the bills and the coins, just making them, it's a huge impact of energy.
Yeah, but we're being targeted at.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
we're the enemies of the current financial system. We're replacing banks every time more. I don't think my kids at least will use a bank ever, and they're big, powerful institutions, and they don't want to lose control of the financial system that they control today. So that target will not be off our backs, I think, in the next decade, until the new generation is old enough to understand that the current financial system, it's obsolete, and that we really need a decentralized financial system, which we are all fueling right now.
Agree.
Yes. Definitely. Totally agree.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
Fia.
you.
Welcome
Oh,
back,
you're
Fia.
you're back.
Yeah, you're back.
You're back.
Hi. Yeah, can you hear me, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
welcome
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm thinking about the solar energy because right now we are like under discussion. We are like exploring the application of solar power in the mining industry, and I think about the benefits of solar energy for the mining industry. First of all, it can reduce the electricity bills. Like apart from the one-time installation cost of this solar energy, there is a very low daily maintenance cost. The installation payback period is about 8 to 10 years, depending on the lighting conditions, and it can be used for up to 25 years. Like solar energy can reduce the electricity bill during the day to a certain extent. Even without adding additional energy storage, the cost of electricity can be further reduced with hybrid energy structure of light, wind, and the traditional electricity. And also, you can have additional income through the green energy. In addition to being used at the mine, the solar power generation can sell the environmental rights, like you can sell the green power certificates to obtain the additional income. And also about the better compliance, the electricity through new forms of energy is currently welcomed by governments around the world. Like mines using new energy are more likely to obtain appliance approval in their dealings with the government. About the change to the future computing power, I think with the continuous development of new energy and the energy storage technology, the power generation efficiency of new energy will increase constantly, and the cost will reduce. And it is expected that the more mines will gradually have the new energy power, and the green and cheap new mining area will attract more miners to the mining market.
Well,
Yes,
that's
right now
Thank
in
you.
many countries the grid electricity is very expensive. The only way they have is using solar.
Yeah.
And many times it's not only mining, I mean, it's not only the facility to mine, it's just they have the facility, so they use a part to mine, because you know it's a big investment as well.
Yeah.
Many of these investors, they think that it's better to sell to the grid, like self-consuming and so on.
Yeah.
But I think that the smartest ones, they are mining and stacking satoshis.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Because if you build such a big substation, then you can use it for mining, and you can sell the power to the grid and to make more income, additional income.
yes, it's interesting for these countries that, like in Europe, that is so expensive to mine. The only way is this, or small miners, you know, mining, hiding from the
with the
utility
stolen
provider.
energy. Yeah,
Yes.
stolen energy, which today I think a very big part of the grid is with stolen energy. That's something that we cannot ignore. You know, there is, I don't know what percentage, you know, but there's a big part, and we saw that with this last bear run. You know, the amount of machines that should have been turned off is huge, and it didn't happen. And that
Didn't
just
happen,
tells
yeah.
us that those are machines that are using free energy, you know, stolen energy, because there's no other way to keep them working. And so that's something that, as legitimate miners, we have to fight. It's an unlegitimate competition, you know, because we are paying electricity, we're, you know, investing on technology to reduce the impact, etc. And these guys just go and plug themselves with illegal electricity that comes from anywhere. So that's a big thing that we as miners have to fight with or against.
Yes, true. But anyway, just, I don't know, big mining farms not paying electricity. Maybe all of them are, you know, small people, I mean, small miners that they have one miner, two. They use maximum 10 kilowatts. It makes it very decentralized, you know. But anyway, yes, it is what it is. We cannot change it.
What it is. Exactly. Well,
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Fia, you was back very in time to answer the last question. So we have to come to the end of this webinar. And I thank you again, Domi, Fia, and Juan, and you, yes, for answering these questions. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and I hope you have learned and enjoyed this webinar. And now I will show the social medias of the guest today on the screen. And our audience, you can find on the find it in the chat down. Can you see this?
Yes, we can. And
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so please follow us if you
And,
don't want missing any updates.
and I still want to before we end this great online session, I would like to promote our offline event as well. We're going to host offline gathering event in New York next Tuesday, local time. So Indeed.
Great.
And
Thank
if you are
Best of luck.
if you are happen to be in New York next week, and if you are interested in joining our offline gathering, so please just don't forget to let me know, and I will send to you and customize the invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
very much
much.
again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you. And
See you next
Good
time.
night.
My
Bye.
pleasure, guys. Nice to see
Cheers.
you.
Thank
Hope to see you
you.
again
Bye.
soon.
See you again
Bye-bye.
soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.